so long if I'd met every situation the same way. Sometimes I've had to make use of force, sometimes of my sex, and sometimes of what craft I have in this old head of mine. Today calls for the crafty approach.
It's a question of not doing what the enemy expects you to do.
Exactly. That's no warrior's maxim, isn't it? And Master Giles, I think it's time you left with your troop. We'll leave simultaneously by the postern gate. Now, are we ready, dear? Bruno? Bruno, are you with us or have you wandered off somewhere?
Your Majesty's pardon. I was just thinking of what lies ahead of us, in the forest.
See anything?
No, not yet.
They won't be here for several hours more. Couldn't stand it, I'd starve to death.
Starve? Here comes a baker on the way into Nottingham. He's most probably got buns. Maybe cake, too.
Don't speak of such things. Unless you mean we ought to do something about it.
Why not? We're outlaws, aren't we? We can take what we like.
Listen, the sheriff said he was giving us a big responsibility. What have we got here? Honey buns? What have you got for a hungry outlaw?
All right, I'll find you something. Here, don't do that. I said I'd find you something. Hey, you're spilling my bread. Don't do that or I won't give you anything at all. Stop it.
We're outlaws, you fool. You don't give us anything. We take it. Keep your mouth shut if you don't want your throat slit. We're Robin Hood's men.
Here,
See if he's got any money. Why? Let's see your purse.
I will not. You've already ruined part of my...
Your purse, then. Go. Here we are. There. Bullies! Scoundrels! Down! Out! No! Somebody coming! Come on, let's go. It's the prior. Right.
What happened, friend? Were you attacked?
Yes, Father. By 4 men, dressed in Lincoln Green.
Lincoln Green?
Yes, but they weren't part of Robin Hood's band. They said they were, but they weren't.
How do you know?
By this. By the whole way they treated me. They were pretending to be Robin's men. Why would anyone do that? Just to make people like me angry with the outlaws?
Perhaps. Or they may be here for something far more important.
I think you should spread Edgar's group out thinner in this area and send Hugh and his men on ahead in there. We have a long stretch of road to protect.
Your sentries aren't very wide awake today.
There aren't any. Every man in the band is patrolling Her Majesty's route, except me and my field commander here. Have they left the castle yet?
Unless something unforeseen has happened. But Robin...
Let's have a courier pass the word to each captain.
Right.
And tell them there's a silver mark for every man if all goes well today.
Right. No, this is
Now,
serious.
every arrow and bowstring must be carefully inspected.
Will you kindly stop playing at soldiers for a minute and listen to something important? There are men dressed as outlaws lying in ambush on the hillside near Riven Oak, just before the crossroads where you have to meet Her Majesty.
Sheriff's men?
I think so.
I'll take care of that. I'll take some of the men out of the line further up.
No, we haven't time.
But you've got to get rid of them, Robin. They're lying in wait for Her Majesty, I tell you.
We'll get rid of them all right, but without using any of our own forces.
That'll be quite a trick.
I'm afraid it'll mean some more exercise for your feet and for your wits.
My wits are fresh enough, Robin, but my feet...
And you'll have to break one of your basic principles.
What's that?
And enter an alehouse.
Oh, well, for Her Majesty... Good day, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to see the Royal Foresters at their duties.
We want no sermons here, Father. A man needs a drink once in a while for the good of his own soul.
True. Since you put it that way, make mine a beaker of Malmsey. I have a report to make to you, which I want you foresters to act on immediately.
Indeed.
Thank you for the drink. I'll burn a candle for you when I get into more hallowed surroundings. Information has come to me about the outlaws of Sherwood.
Are you the friar they call Tuck?
Yes,
I hear a lot of information comes to you about the outlaws. More than seems reasonable.
Your mind is obviously befogged with drink, young man. There is a group of outlaws dressed in Lincoln green, in ambush by the forest road at Rivenoak.
How do you know?
I just came past there. I saw them.
Don't trust him, Craxton. Rumor has it he's thick with Robin Hood.
You really should drink less, young man. Much less. If you don't act on this immediately, Craxton, I'll take my information to the Sheriff of Nottingham. It's probably in his jurisdiction anyway.
It is not. Rivenoak's in the King's Forest. We're the law there. The only law.
Then why not enforce it before these outlaws waylay some passing innocent?
Come on, you. If the friar's right, we'll make a good haul this morning. There's £1 a head reward on every one of Robin Hood's men. Thank you, Father. Have another beaker on the Royal Foresters.
Oh, thank you, my son.
They ought to have been along by now.
They'll be along. You getting nervous?
You must go no further, Your Majesty.
What's happened? We were to meet you at the crossroads.
You would never have reached the crossroads. Let me show you. The road looks innocent enough, but there's a group of armed men in ambush on that hillside.
I warned Your Majesty this was over perilous. Armed men. Do you know who they are?
Well, they're wearing Lincoln green.
He's admitted it. The men in ambush are his own outlaws.
That's not exactly what I said.
What a strange accusation, Bruno. Why should Robin Hood warn us of an ambush by his own outlaws? I don't know. I'm just concerned for Your Majesty's safety.
Where are your men, Robin?
Unfortunately, I stationed them the length of the forest road before I found out about the ambush.
Then Her Majesty is in danger.
I think not. I've taken certain steps to see that the ambushers are ambushed.
There's the crossroads. And there they are. Let's cut across over there, get behind them.
Could an ambush be laid? Nobody knew of my decision to come through Sherwood except the 4 of us.
You seem to be more concerned with the gold than with Her Majesty's safety.
I was just going to hide it in the undergrowth.
Were you? I think it will be better with me.
I think it's clear now, Your Majesty, who has betrayed us.
She who has betrayed Your Majesty. They're in league. You should never have trusted the scheming little wench. Judas, traitor! No, let him go. I know he deserves to die, but he's been with me a great many years.
The Royal Foresters have served us well. We can begin our journey.
Will Her Majesty be quite safe now, Robin?
Not far down the road, my cordon of men begins. From then on, the Queen will find the forest as safe as anywhere in England. We have a conveyance for Your Majesty. Though I'm afraid a hay wagon is hardly a regal vehicle.
I'd ride a unicorn to get that gold to Dover. Do you remember I said I thought I might find him interesting romantically if I was still young enough?
I do.
How old are you?
Young enough.
Robin Hood was brought to you by Wild Root Cream Oil, the one and only largest selling hair tonic.